Every test built across this series, unit, integration, end-to-end, lives on a laptop right now, and only runs when somebody remembers to type the command. Picture a teammate in a hurry, pushing a small change straight to main, without running npx vytest or npx playwright test first, because it's Friday afternoon and the change looks obviously safe. It isn't. It breaks toggle task in exactly the way the very first video in this series described. Every test that would have caught it still exists, still works, and catches nothing, because nothing forced them to run before that code reached production. 7 videos of real coverage and a single skipped command undoes all of it. That's what today closes for good. Every test from this series wired into GitHub Actions, running automatically on every push and every pull request, with coverage thresholds and branch protection, making it structurally impossible to merge code the tests haven't approved. Not a policy anyone has to remember, an actual gate. Let's get into it. Why tests that aren't enforced don't count. Optional safety isn't safety. A test suite that only runs when someone remembers to run it isn't a safety net, it's a suggestion. The entire value built across videos 13 through 19 depends on one more piece, making these tests run whether anyone remembers to or not, and making it impossible to merge code they haven't approved. Wiring up GitHub Actions. Step 1. The workflow file. .github workflows test.yml. Name, test suite. On, push, pull request. Jobs, unit. Runs on Ubuntu latest. Steps, uses actions checkout at v4. Uses actions setup node at v4 with node version 20. Run npm CI. Run npm run test minus coverage. Integration runs on Ubuntu latest. Services Postgres image Postgres 16. N Postgres user test. Postgres password test. Postgres DB Taskmaster test. Ports 5433 to 5432. Steps uses actions checkout at v4. Uses actions setup node at v4 with node version 20. Run npm CI. Run npx prisma migrate deploy. End database URL Postgres UR test at localhost 4533 Taskmaster test. Run npm run test integration. E2E runs on Ubuntu latest. Steps uses actions checkout at v4. Uses actions setup node at v4 with node version 20. Run npm CI. Run npx playwright install with deps chromium. Run npx playwright test. 3 separate jobs, not one. Unit tests need nothing but node. Integration tests need Video 16's Postgres service container spun up fresh for every run, and E2E tests need real Chromium installed. Splitting them means a slow E2E run never blocks the unit tests from reporting back in seconds, and a failure in one job points straight at which layer actually broke. Note, services.postgres in the integration job spins up a genuinely fresh, production, empty Postgres container for every single workflow run. There's no leftover state from a previous run to accidentally pass a test that shouldn't. It's the CI equivalent of Video 16's Docker Compose, just managed by GitHub instead of your own machine. Enforcing coverage thresholds. Step 2. Failing the build below a floor. vytest.config.ts, export default define config. Test, coverage provider v8, thresholds, lines 80, functions 80, branches 75. There's MPI. With this in place, npm run test minus coverage doesn't just report a percentage. It exits with a failing status code the moment any of these numbers drops below the floor, which is what actually makes the CI job fail and blocks the merge, not just a number nobody's obligated to look at. Making the check unskippable. Step 3. Branch protection. On GitHub settings branches, add branch protection rule for main. Check require status checks to pass before merging. Select the unit, integration, and E2E jobs from the workflow above. This is the step that actually closes the cold opens gap. It's not that a teammate in a hurry probably won't skip testing. With this rule in place, they structurally can't merge to main at all until every one of these jobs reports green. The safety net stops depending on anyone's discipline and starts depending on GitHub's enforcement instead. Debugging failures in CI. Step 4. Trace artifacts for playwright. Add to the E2E job after the test step. Uses actions upload artifact at v4. If failure. With name playwright trace path test result / Playwright tests headless in CI. There's no visible browser window to watch when something fails. This step uploads the trace and screenshots only when a test actually fails. Downloadable from the workflow run itself. So debugging a CI-only failure never means guessing blind at what a browser you can't see was doing. Recap and call to action. Every test from this entire series, unit integration end-to-end, now runs automatically on every push and every pull request, gated by coverage thresholds and enforced by branch protection that makes merging untested code structurally impossible, not just discouraged. The Friday afternoon shortcut from the cold open doesn't exist anymore. There's no path to main that skips this. Series 4, built Taskmaster. This series proved it actually works and now guarantees it keeps working. There's one thing left, taking it off a laptop and putting it in front of real users. In video 21, we deploy Taskmaster to Vercel, environment variables, a production Postgres instance, and shipping the real thing.